Imagine being a college freshman, living a normal life, but then something hits you. You feel sick, not feeling yourself. This happened to Megan Gagliardi. Megan, October of her freshman year, got put on heart transplant list. On March, on her 19th birthday, Megan got a new heart. Now she was feeling normal, but then middle of her sophomore year, she was feeling quite herself again. She was diagnosed with cancer. Megan, now a junior in college, is feeling fine and living a normal life.
Well, the summer after I graduated from high school, I just wasn't feeling my best, and so I went to the doctor and I found out that I've been diagnosed with something called dilated cardiomyopathy, which is basically, heart failure. And so I started, college in the fall, and I still wasn't feeling my best. I had started all these new medicines to help me, get back to school and start feeling better, and they just weren't working. So around October of my freshman year, I got a pacemaker put in, just in case I had any arrhythmias or anything. And then around the time of Thanksgiving, I got worked up for a heart transplant. And then they listed me on the transplant. And usually there's a long wait time. So, with heart transplants, you never know how long you're going to wait. And then on my 19th birthday in March, I got the call telling me that it was time for my heart transplant. So I went in and I had the surgery, and it was about 4 hours long. So it wasn't, too bad. But the doctors were just so impressed with how perfect the heart was, how smoothly the surgery went. And so I kind of spent the summer recovering from it because it was, a long, surgery. So, and then after that, I started school back in the fall, and I was feeling great and everything. I went until exams. And then I wasn't feeling good again, and so I went back to the doctor, and they did all this blood work and lab workups and whatnot. And then I got diagnosed with something called diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, which is a type of cancer that's common after heart transplants, because you're on so many immunosuppressants and like different medications that it's just kind of one of those side effects. And so after that, I went through 6 chemo treatments, and that was kind of hard because it just took all of my energy away, and I wasn't feeling very good. I didn't have much of an appetite around that time, and so after that I returned back to school in the fall. So
Megan is so thankful to have been able to be at Sanford during this time of her life, where community plays a huge role in the recovery process when being away from school.
Well, Sanford is so full of community, and that's what I love about it. That's actually why I chose it. But my roommate was definitely really helpful in everything. She came to all my chemo sessions with me, and so that was really helpful. She was so great because she pretended like I wasn't sick. She was always there for me. And just like whether people brought me candy to the hospital or wrote me little notes, it meant so much to me, and I appreciate it so much. So it was definitely great having those, and it was helpful to me in my recovery. So
Maggie Hayes, who was Megan's freshman year roommate, was very supportive.
Well, starting out, it was really interesting going into freshman year. I had known Megan for a year, and she moved to Birmingham right before senior year, and so I got to know her through that. And then going into freshman year, we had decided to become roommates, and throughout that, she started getting sicker and would have to go to the doctor and would get visits, and it was the kind of thing to where I wasn't sure exactly what was going on. At first it seemed like something was just like really casual, like just kind of sick, not sure what's going on, everything was just kind of uncertainty. Throughout everything, you could really see the Lord's plan in it.
Sanford professors have assisted Megan to get back to normal college life with her classes.
I was going through and the whole situation, and they were really helpful in me coming back to school and adjusting to school life. And what's great is I have Bernie Ankney as one of my teachers, and so he'll send me like an email every now and then, or he'll just come up to me after class and be like, hey, how are you doing? Are you feeling okay? So that's the great part about being at Sanford is, I have someone to check up on me, someone to, talk to if I ever need to. So that's what I love about Sanford.
Maggie talks about how she felt and how difficult it was for her during this process.
Because she would get really sick at times and have to spend time in the hospital. And like the first time she was admitted into the hospital, it was really scary. Going, okay, one of your friends who is 18 is in the hospital with a heart condition.
Megan is 3 years out from transplant and has been in remission from cancer for a year and is now leading a normal college student life.
The further you get out from transplant, the less, often you have to go visit the doctor. And now that I'm 2 years out, I probably go 2 or 3 times a year, so it's not bad at all. And I have to get my prescriptions refilled every month, which isn't bad. But I've received the green light for most everything to go back to life, doing all my activities.
Megan plans to use her journalism and mass communications degree to do event planning and even some public speaking to encourage others that anything is possible no matter your story. For the Sanford News Network, I'm Samantha Stallings.